Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Are you ready to spring into Christmas card making? Yes, you heard me correctly. I said Christmas. Okay, guys, so this is a Linky Party with Build Your Stash Holiday Cards group. And here is the sketch that I'm going to be using today. Take a screenshot, it's got all the measurements, and here are the supplies that I'm working with. So I had this one bundle from Not Too Shabby that I got last year. And I pulled it out because I love it, but I actually don't use it today. I use this one kit. Yes, all of this was one kit from Not Too Shabby. It had these adorable gingerbread themed items, and then it had this really elegant color pattern with gnomes and ornaments. I mean, just awesome. And here is all the paper. Now, I love that the paper has like all the patterns with the gingerbread on the front, but then like these more basic patterns on the back. I think they're perfect for sketches. If you're someone who makes a lot of cards with sketches, these paper pads kind of give you everything you need in one spot. Like, great for layering and like matting layers, card layers, because you get, like this polka dot to go behind the gingerbread, and they're just perfect for it. Plus, they're super cute. So I really wanted to just dig into my stash and give this kit some more love. I mean, it's sitting there ready to be used, and I need to make a lot of cards. Okay, first of all, you guys, it's almost mid-year. Like, we're knocking on the door of May. Can you believe it? Where has this year gone? I just don't know. So, we are almost halfway done with the year, and I need to make a lot of cards, holiday cards, like Christmas cards, because, well, I've got all of you, my Happy Mail friends, to make cards for. And then there's donation cards that I always make. And then there's my own family and friends. I mean, we're talking hundreds of cards. So getting started now is a really good thing. And like, I've thought about making Christmas cards before now, but I was kind of like, I'm not ready. But there's finally enough distance between the holiday crunch time and now. So I'm ready now. All right, I grabbed some adorable, teeny tiny little stamps from this stamp set, and I am going to use those. I was just thinking, I'll make a basic pattern to go behind this piece of ephemera, because I didn't want to just leave it white. Another thing I could have done would have been to emboss it, but I was making these cards fast. One of the things I love about using a sketch is I think it's the fastest card making, because it takes a lot of guesswork out of what you're going to do, especially one where you get the measurements. I mean, it's just you just follow the recipe, right? So I grabbed those itty bitty stamps, and I just think they're precious. I love them. And I kind of just start stamping them all around, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to decorate the white paper behind this piece of ephemera. And then I'm like, that just covers everything up. Okay, well, maybe I'll color it in with my alcohol markers. So I start grabbing my alcohol markers and colors that coordinate with the paper, and I'm going to color those in. And what ends up happening here is that I like it so much, I don't want to cover it up at all. And so I end up not using ephemera, which I think is kind of a great thing, because maybe you got a card kit last year and you used up all of your ephemera and you just have some paper left over and you have stamps left over. Well, you can make your own little focal points. Like, you could easily follow this sketch and make little centerpieces like this pretty quickly. I'm not doing complicated coloring at all. In fact, I'm only picking one color per item. I'm not doing any kind of blending. I do come in and add my dots. It's just something I like to do when I'm creating my own pattern like this. So I'm adding my little dots, and then I'm looking again and I'm like, yeah, it's just too cute to cover. So I remembered that there was a little Merry Christmas sentiment in one of these much loved stamp sets. I definitely used them quite a bit when I got them back out of my stash. Doesn't that feel good? Like when you go back to your stash to use an item again and it's all stained and you can tell that you've used it quite a bit. I always feel good when that happens. So I'm using some Catherine Puller ink and I stamp out Merry Christmas. And there, I have a focal point. And, it was pretty quick and lots of fun to make. And now I'm just going to glue this down because this is an A2 design. And so I'm going to glue this down to my card base, which I think this is actually a side folding. It is. And onto my second card. While I'm sitting here cutting paper and doing this, I'll tell you that down in the description box is a link to Jamie's blog post. She's a sponsor on this Linky Party, and I know she's giving away a $25 gift certificate, but I've been a part of these quite a few times in the past, and there's always a ton of sponsors, different companies, they all give away prizes, and there's so much inspiration. In fact, today I was just cruising, looking at some cards that people had made. You can submit cards too. It's a really fun and positive group, and I like that they encourage us to build up our holiday cards throughout the year. It definitely makes the holidays less stressful for us card makers if we get a jump on it. So, and as I discussed with you earlier, I have a lot of cards I need to make, so I'm excited to be inspired to get these supplies back out and use them. Plus, if I use them all up, then when it comes time to shop for new holiday goodies, then I don't have so many in my stash. So with this one, I really wanted to use one of these gingerbread houses. They are so cute, and there's multiple sizes. So then I was in the dilemma of which size I wanted to use. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit, like small, medium, or large. I went medium. So cutting down more and more paper. And, here I definitely kind of went off of the pattern. So I was inspired by the pattern, the sketch, but I didn't follow it to a T. I kind of cut some pieces, different layers, and I like the way it came out. One of the things I tried to do was not to have too many scraps. I also figured out as I went that if you cut your paper on the 4-inch side first, and then to 5 1/4, then the scrap you can use for this piece here, for the center piece, and you can get a lot more usage out of your paper, especially if it's a double-sided paper, because you can just flip it over. And for this one, I really felt like I needed the contrast of those complementary colors, the red and the green, so that my gingerbread house would stand out, because there's a lot of pattern here. I mean, there's 4 different pattern papers plus a piece of ephemera, but I really think it worked out. Now, one of these stamp sets has this big, awesome sentiment in it. It says, "Have a sweet Christmas." I use this a lot on my cards at Christmas for 2021. So I made 3 of the cards here with you on camera, and I made the other 3 off. I love the way these turned out. Of course, I added some little rhinestones to them. Have a sweet Christmas. Isn't that sweet? I loved the colors and how bright this one is. This is like if Hello Kitty was sending you a Christmas card, this is what I imagine Hello Kitty would send you. Oh, I love Hello Kitty, you guys. I can't help myself. And this little sweet one, so much fun. And I have 6 Christmas cards made already. I just need to make like 494 more. Well, maybe not that many. I love this one too. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and I feel that way every time I put on a pair of Ugg boots. So I had to combine those two. And I loved this one, Oh What Fun, in the bucket list. Great ephemera, really great kit. It's not available anymore, but you know, maybe you have it or something like it. Love your stash. Go back, use up some of those Christmas supplies. I know you have some sitting around in a box somewhere, and make some cards. See you next time.